There was a time when one name defined the mobile phone industry. Not Apple, not Samsung, but Nokia. At its peak, Nokia controlled over 40% of the global phone market. Their phones were everywhere, from business executives to kids playing Snake on a Nokia 3310. But in less than a decade, the giant collapsed from market leader to almost irrelevant. This is the story of how Nokia rose to the top of the world and how it lost everything. Nokia's story starts far earlier than the mobile phones. Founded in 1865 in Finland, Nokia began as a paper mill. Over the decades, it expanded into rubber, cables, and electronics. By the 1980s, Nokia was experimenting with telecommunications, a move that would change its destiny. In 1987, they released the Mobira Cityman, one of the first portable mobile phones. It was bulky, expensive, and far from mainstream, but it proved Nokia could innovate. The 1990s were Nokia's golden years. They focused on making mobile phones affordable, durable, and stylish. In 1992, the Nokia 1011 became the first GSM phone available to the mass market. Then came the Nokia 2100 series, followed by the legendary Nokia 3310 in 2000. With its iconic ringtone, insane durability, and battery life measured in days, the 3310 became a cultural icon. By the late 90s, Nokia wasn't just another phone company, it was the phone company. By the early 2000s, Nokia was untouchable. Their Symbian operating system powered hundreds of models, from budget phones to high-end devices like the Nokia Communicator. They innovated constantly, introducing cameras, color screens, even early internet browsing. In 2007, just before the iPhone was announced, Nokia was worth $300 billion, making it the most valuable company in Europe. They were selling more phones than Apple, Samsung, and Motorola combined. At this point, it seemed impossible that Nokia could ever fall, but cracks were forming. While Nokia was focused on hardware, the world was moving toward software ecosystems. Apple's iPhone in 2007 and Google's Android in 2008 completely shifted the industry. These new phones weren't just about calls and texts. They were platforms for apps, developers, and internet services. Nokia's response? Stick with Symbian, but Symbian was old, slow, and never designed for modern touchscreens. By the time Nokia realized the importance of software, it was already behind. In 2011, Nokia made a desperate move. They partnered with Microsoft to use Windows Phone as their operating system. The result was the Lumia series. To be fair, Lumia phones had beautiful hardware and some of the best cameras in the world, but the problem was the software. Windows Phone had too few apps, weak developer support, and arrived too late. While Apple and Samsung dominated, Nokia's market share kept collapsing. By 2013, Nokia's phone division was losing billions. That year, Microsoft bought Nokia's mobile unit for $7.2 billion. But instead of saving it, the acquisition made things worse. Within just 2 years, Microsoft wrote off the entire purchase, and Nokia's phone business effectively died from market leader to near zero market share in less than a decade. Nokia as a brand didn't vanish completely. Today, Nokia survives mainly as a telecommunications infrastructure company, building 5G networks and networking equipment. The smartphone brand Nokia was later licensed to HMD Global, which now makes Android phones under the Nokia name. But the magic of the old Nokia, the unstoppable mobile giant, is long gone. So why did Nokia fail? 3 reasons stand out. First one, missed the software revolution. While Apple and Google built ecosystems, Nokia clung to outdated Symbian. Second, poor strategic choices. The Microsoft partnership tied them to a platform with no chance against iOS or Android. And last one, complacency. When you are at the top, it's easy to assume nothing will change. But in tech, change is the only constant. Nokia's story is a reminder that no company is too big to fail. They built some of the most beloved phones in history, dominated the world, and then lost it, not because of bad hardware, but because they couldn't adapt. The fall of Nokia is one of the greatest cautionary tales in tech history, because in the end, innovation doesn't wait for anyone.